Video, I'm going to show you how to illustrate a donut in form. Okay, so these are the third elements of design, which is form. You will look at the object as a 3D perspective. All right. Okay, so first when you go to Illustrator, okay, you go to File and then tap on Print, and if you click View More, you will see the A6 size. Alright, so choose this one and you can name this as donut form. Make sure that the orientation is vertical and the artboard is 2, because you can have like front and back postcard. And then the bleed, change the value to 3 mm, and the color mode is CMYK. Okay, because I want you to print out the postcard, so that's why the color mode choose with CMYK color. Right, and then just let everything as a default and you click create. So now you have two artboards, front and back. And when you open your Finder, so this is the donut form, you can just click and drag. Alright, so if it is too big, then use the selection tool. Okay, click on the selection tool, and then you can navigate by using command minus. Okay, command minus is to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, zoom in is command plus, zoom out is minus. Alright, so hold the shift and then you can see that there is a handler here, so you can just click any handler while pressing the shift button. Okay, hold the shift and then scale down your donut, make your donut in the center. Right, then you can command and plus to zoom in, and if you double click here in the square, you can choose template, and then let's say I want to dim this image not in 50% but 30%, so it make more dimmer. Right, so now when you change this into a template, it will become this will the layer will be locked. Then you can add a new layer. Alright, so now if I go to ellipse tool, okay, because I can see that this area I can just drag but then before that, when you drag, you will see that you have the fill color here. This is white. Okay, so for this fill color, because I don't want the fill, I can just choose none, and I have only the outline. Okay, right, and then for the outline, if I go to the properties, I can make this more thicker, and I'm still in the selection tool. Okay, if you click the selection tool, then you can just hover your mouse into this handler and you can rotate this and move this around so that it fits with the area that you want to trace. Alright, so let's say this is the first area. Right, so now I want to create the shading area here. Alright, so when I want to create this shading area, I want to use pen tool. Okay, so click on the pen tool, make sure that your fill is none and you only have a stroke. And it's a good practice when you want to create the area. Okay, you need to overlap. Alright, so that we can use the shape builder and you can have a perfect cut. Right, and then when you are done and you want to release from the pen tool, you can press V or selection tool. So before I cut, I just want to map this properly. Alright, okay, so now when this is overlap, if I highlight, so that I can choose both of it. And if I go to shape builder, and if I zoom in, you can see that now if I hold option, this area is selected. Okay, and we want to delete this one, so make sure that you hover on the line and you click so that it can cut out the balance area. Right, so that is the first shape. Right, so now let's move to the second shapes, which is I want to start with the big one. Okay, so I'm just create one ellipse, and then I rotate this one. Okay, and then resize so that it scale and fit with the shapes of the donut. Okay, right, I think this is fine. Okay, right, so now so actually if you want to map this properly, you can go to direct selection. Okay, what you can do here, if you click on pen tool, you can add the anchor point. Okay, so if you click here, right, I just one click, and then I can use the direct selection, and I can move this here so that I can have more anchor point that allow me to fit this properly. So let's say in here we can add one more anchor point. So click on the second one, so just click one time so that you can add this anchor point, and then use the direct selection, and you can move this around. Okay, you can also grab the this anchor handler and make sure that this is fit with the tracing shapes. Right, so now we are done with the first with the second circle. And the next one, what I want to do is to create this shading area. Okay, we need this shading area. So again, go to the pen tool and choose the first one. Okay, choose the first one. So again, we have to start from the outside, so maybe from here. Okay, click and drag, click and drag. Right, so then press V so that you will release from the pen mode. So now if I command plus and I press on the space bar, so now we need to delete this area. Okay, so again, if I click here, I can just highlight this so that I select both of it and click on the shape builder. Alright, hold option so you can delete this part, and again hold the option and you can delete this part. Okay, and then the next area is the melting chocolate. So you use the pen tool. Okay, we can start from here. Okay, I think I want to start from this one. Okay, this point. So click and drag, click and drag. So when you use a pen tool and you create the path, and if you want to change some of the shapes, okay, some of the paths in here, you can also use the direct selection. So if I click on the direct selection and I click on any point, this will allow me to make adjustment if I'm not, you know, satisfied with any of the lines in here. All right. Okay, right, so now we are done, and again we need to cut this area. So if I zoom in and then I use the selection tool and I highlight this area, so again you hold the option key, but before that you go to shape builder, hold the option key, and then you can delete the area, okay, the remaining area. One more area in here. So if I unlock and double click you know, in the layer 1, and if I increase this to 50%, you'll see that there is one more lines in here. Okay, so I'm going to lock again and then use the pen tool. Alright, make sure that you click on layer 2, so we can start from here. Right, so now if I zoom in and then use the selection tool, okay, select all of this area because some of it we need to delete them. So go to shape builder, hold the option key, and then you can delete this one. Okay, this is okay, we don't need that one, and we also can delete from here. All right, and this one too, and also this area, okay, because this is the melting chocolate. Okay, so delete this one, and then if I go in here I can also delete this one. Right, okay, so next is all of this. Okay, if you click here and then here, then we can remove all the remaining lines. Right, I think we are done now. Okay, so this is the shapes of our donut form. So now I want you to unlock the layer 1. If you double click and just uncheck the template, okay, because we want to see the original image and we want to pick the color for the live pin mode. Okay, so now you can bring this to the side. Right, so you can go to window and open up your swatches. Okay, so click here and then you have the swatch. So in the swatches you add the new swatch group. You can name this as donut form and press OK. Right, and then using the eyedropper tool, if you click the eyedropper tool, and you know, you can select the color and it will be added into the swatches. You can click and drag them into the folder that you just created. So that's how you organize your color using swatches. So that is the first color. So let's take the second one, the shading. Right, and then we need to have the outline. Okay, and then we have the yellow. So this is the first yellow. Okay, the second yellow, and the third one is for the outline. And we also have this mustard, okay, yellow mustard, and then the blue color for the sprinkle. Okay, right, so now we are done. We have choose all the colors. and we can just bring these to the side, okay, so that we can see the image as a reference when you do the color. So you need to highlight everything, okay, make sure that you don't select together with the image, okay, just the lines from here. So first you go to object and then live paint, you choose make, and then you can see that your handler is changing to another symbol, so that means you are in live paint mode. So if you go to shape builder, you click and hold longer, you can see the live paint bucket. So click live paint bucket, and you can choose the color inside the donut form folder. So let's say the first color, if I click here, see that I can drop, you know, the area that I want to, the same as I see from the reference. So let's see, this is the first area, okay, and then the shading, it's supposed to be in here and here, right? And then the yellow, so I think the first yellow, okay, and this is for the shading, right? Meanwhile, for this one, we use the fade, the brighter yellow, okay, right. So now to color the stroke, you can use live paint selection tool, okay. So for live paint selection tool, you can choose between the fill or the stroke. All right, so let's say again, if I click here, this is for the outline color. Okay, I need to choose the outline. So let's say if I click this outline, okay, if I click this outline, then I can choose this color, then it will be changed. Okay, right, so here this is the color. Okay, and for this one, the color is similar with the fill color, so I think it should be this one. Okay, let's see first. Yep. All right, and then so let's finish this. All right, so this is the donut. Okay, one more thing that we can do here is the same. If I double click, now I can just click here. Okay, I can right click and bring this to front. Okay, so when I bring this to the front, so this will be hidden behind the first line. Right, and then we can finish up this with the sprinkle on the top. So I can use line tool, and what I can do is just make the stroke thicker. Okay, so use the color that we choose from here. So if I click here, okay, see, so I can change the stroke to the round cap, and if I want, I can just make this more bigger. So that's how you can finish up the sprinkle. Right, so we have one in here, then one in here, okay, and then we can change this color to yellow, and then again go to line tool and add another sprinkle. Alright, so that's all. Thank you very much.